Good afternoon, my name's Chuck Bonham and I'm your Director of the Department of Fish and Game and I work for you. Welcome to podcast number 3. The purpose of this podcast is to remind you to celebrate your successes. Here's what I mean. You, in your own way, are leaders for the department in everything you're doing every day you come to work. Achieving success and solving problems involves a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, and a lot of tears. And when you have that moment, which is progress, you ought to pause and celebrate that victory, because at the end of the day, we're engaged in a long, hard marathon to achieve our vision. So I want to remind you ways in which we can honor ourselves and celebrate your successes here at the department. I figure as director, I ought to lead by example and tell you we're going to commit to new and exciting ways of honoring your successes. I've been doing a bunch of town halls. We're on about 15 so far. I'm averaging about 2 a week. Last week I was down in Monterey. Earlier this week I flew to Orange County and visited the Los Alamitos office. Yesterday I went out to Rancho Cordova to visit Region 2, and this morning I was at the Office of Training and Development and the License and Revenue Branch. I'm having a ton of fun doing this, in large part because it allows me to introduce myself to you, and you're gracious enough to give me the opportunity to start to build a relationship. And I've heard some really cool stories about all the exciting stuff you're doing, and I just wanted to pass on a few vignettes of those things I've learned in the last week, and there's far more than just these few stories. I'm an obsessive list maker. You know, I get up in the morning and I write down, take a shower and eat breakfast so I can cross things off and I can get momentum in my day. I think it's the same thing for honoring you. When you have that moment, which is an accomplishment, pause, honor it, celebrate it, and re-energize so you can stay committed for this long marathon. In Monterey, we had a fantastic presentation by Dr. Scott Osborne, who's been with the department since 1999. Pretty much on his own initiative, he formed something called the California Pika Consortium. And at the Fish and Game Commission, he gave a brilliant presentation about the science around the American pika. The following day, I went on a tour of Elkhorn Slough and visited our reserve. And I ran across 3 scientific staff, Kirsten Wasson, John Haskins, and Ricky Preisler, who are scientists at the Elkhorn Slough Natural Estuarian Research Reserve, and who are publishing papers at a lightning pace on water quality and the importance of estuaries. But they're doing more than that. They're actually working with department employees and staff at the reserve to facilitate the exchange of science to our youth who are using the reserve as an on-hands laboratory to learn about estuaries. Then we've got 4 staff who've taken ingenuity and technology and produced a mobile application to know where you are in relation to marine reserves. That's Aaron Del Monte, Paulo Serpa, Eric Miller, and Mary Payton. I also saw a TV segment about Warden Patrick Foy helping save a deer in the foothills from a rope swing. And let me end with this vignette. I had a fantastic cake at the Monterey office. Diane Haas baked a chocolate cake with white icing that had a DFG logo in icing on the top of the cake. It was not only inspirational, it was delicious. But the real focus of this podcast is a new approach to our Employee Excellence Awards. It's been shaped by Carol Smith and Christelle Bechtold, and it's new, and it's the right way to go. It's new because it's focusing on our core values of partnership and innovation and organizational enhancement and special acts or services. But it's also new because we're allowing you to nominate your peers or even nominate your supervisors rather than only allowing our supervisors to nominate program staff. The most important thing I want to tell you is get busy, start nominating. The deadline is next Tuesday. It's pretty easy to do. Go into our intranet, find the Employee Excellence Awards on the training tab and start nominating. I can't wait to see the nominations that come forward. And I think this is just one step towards a more comprehensive approach of honoring you. Let me wrap up with one last new idea. If you've been to a town hall, you've heard me say, I want to hear your ideas, put them on the table. I figure I got to put my money where my mouth is and give you a mechanism. So when you go on my director's page in the internet, you'll now see a suggestion box icon. Click on that box, put your idea in play, and let's see what we can do together for the 21st century version of the Department of Fish and Game. Thanks for tuning in, stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you for podcast number 4.